Hi everyone, today I'm going to make one of my favorite recipes. It's lamb nihari. It's from my cookbook. My goal is to make every recipe in my cookbook and also my next cookbook so that you've got them just as a guide and to help you if you have a copy yourself. This one, lamb nihari, is absolutely brilliant. It's so easy. It's a low and slow cooker, so you just you get your spice blend all done, you get your fried onions done, and then you just let it simmer for about 3, even 4 hours until the meat just falls off the bone. So I've got some really nice prime lamb shanks there. Wait till you see what they look like when this video is done. They're going to be absolutely amazing, and it's my dinner, so I'm pretty happy about that. So let me just put this back here, and we're going to fry up some onions. That's just one large onion that I've finely chopped in a little bit of ghee. Now you can use butter if you want to, so it doesn't have to be ghee, but I've used ghee, about 2 tablespoons there. And we're just going to let that cook and fry, become dark, well, nice light brown, while I'm making the spice blend. Now the spice blend, it's quite different. This is a recipe that doesn't have any garlic in it, so but you won't miss it. If you're a garlic fan like me, you're not going to miss it. But it does have some different spices in it that are quite nice. And I remember the first time I told someone that I would need 2 tablespoons of fennel seeds. They're thinking, that's way too much. Well, it's not, I promise. It's so good once it's simmered there for 3 hours and everything. So that's about 2 tablespoons there of fennel seeds. And then I've got 3 Indian bay leaves. They taste a little bit like cinnamon because they're from the cassia tree. Put those in there. Yeah, I use about a tablespoon of mace. Piece of cinnamon stick. Then I've got about a teaspoon of cloves. 1 whole nutmeg, which I've just broken into pieces there. And in my book I asked for 1 tablespoon of peppercorns, but I really like hot pepper, so I'm going to add 2. So about 2 going on in there. To that, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of nigella seeds, often called onion seeds, although they aren't from anything to do with an onion. And 2 teaspoons cumin seeds. Put those all in there. And we're not going to roast this blend. Usually I roast my spice blends first, but this, it doesn't need it because it's cooking for so long, and it just you don't need to do that, go all that trouble. And just going to blend that there. Until it becomes a nice fine powder. And if I can get it off there we are. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so now what we have smells so nice. Just a nice blend of freshly ground spices. And we're going to get back over here to the onions. And I need to cook these down. So it's going to take about 5-10 minutes. I need to cook these down until they are nicely browned. And as you can see, they're starting to brown right now. So just a little bit darker than that, and we're sorted. Say about 2 tones darker than that. So it's going to take a little bit. While those are cooking, we're going to add the rest of the stuff to this powder. So I've got my ground spices. Now I'm going to use 2 teaspoons. I'm making this for some friends that don't like a lot of hot spices. So I normally say use 1 teaspoon of chili powder and 1 teaspoon paprika. This time I'm using 2 teaspoons paprika. I've got a teaspoon of ground ginger. And you really only want a teaspoon. Just took a little, about a teaspoon. Ginger has a very strong flavor. It can ruin a dish very quickly, so don't put too much in. Teaspoon of turmeric, and a teaspoon garam masala. Right, so that's all done there, ready to go. I think our onions are looking quite nice. Throw a little bit of salt and pepper in there just to help release some of the water from the onions. And that helps brown them as well. I think I'm just going to put this right over to the side here so that I can bring in this big boy, which is where we're going to cook the lamb shanks. Now I'm going to put about 5 or 6 tablespoons of oil in there. We're going to heat it up. Just put those to the side. We're going to brown all of those, so we're going to brown them all over for a couple of minutes. So why don't I just go ahead and put those in. Actually, let's season them a little bit first. I always forget to season. Doesn't hurt, doesn't ruin the dish, but it's nice to have it seasoned. A little bit of salt and pepper there. We're just going to let those brown for about 5, well, maybe even less, probably about 3 minutes, just so they're nice and browned over. So we'll come back when that's done. All right, so we've been letting these cook for about 5-6 minutes. And they're all nicely browned in the hot oil there. Now it's time to finish the dish. My job is almost over. We're going to just let this simmer for about 3 hours, like I say. So first, we're going to add the spices that we just blended. And in those onions, those nicely browned onions, we're going to put those in there too. And then 1.2 liters. 1.2. I've just found that to be the perfect amount. There we are. And we're going to bring that to a simmer. And I am going to just cover this with the lid. And every, say half hour or so, I'm going to turn the lamb shanks around a little bit in there just to make sure they're evenly cooked. But that's as difficult as it gets now. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic dinner, and I can go watch TV. So I'll be back in 3 hours. All right, so this is the moment I know I've been waiting for all day. Come check this out. That is gorgeous. I'm gonna start. The meat just falls off the bone. It's been cooking for about 3.5 hours. Put it right over here. Look at that. This is a recipe which I cooked with Atul Kochar at 2 of his restaurants, Indian Essence and also Sindhu. He asked me to cook, and of course I wasn't going to turn that opportunity down. So this is what I did. Okay. And it was really well received. I think that anyone that tries it, if you like lamb, you're going to like this. This is chapati flour. And I'm going to just turn up the heat a bit. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon of that in there. That's just going to thicken the sauce. I'm not thinking about my stomach. I'm thinking more about what I was doing. I would have mixed that flour with about 3 tablespoons of cold water, because then you don't get the clumps like you're getting here, which I now have to get out. So I'm going to have to whisk that all up, but it will happen, and I will have a perfect thick sauce here in about a minute. So, again, if you're making this sauce, as it says in the instructions, be sure to mix the flour with just a little bit of water, and then add it to the sauce, and you won't have any problems with getting lumps. Let's see how this tastes. Okay. I'm just going to pour that over the meat. And I like to serve this at the table with ginger, a little bit of hot chilies. That's just, I serve these separately at the table just so people can have them if they want them, but I know I want them, so I'm going to put them on there. Squeeze a lemon. And some coriander. All right. And just gonna take that apart. It's really nice. Look at that. Of course, all the sauce is going to go on there. I'm going to dip my naan into. I love it. Lamb Nihari. Lamb Nihari rocks. Please subscribe to my videos. I've got lots more to come. And I promise you, you're going to like this one. It's so easy and so good. Thank you very much for watching.